due to in the video what we use as a reference for this topic. Due to copyright act, and because we try for get consent from the producer of that video there, but unfortunately we did not, so we had to stop the video and come back for restart the program. Once more apologies on that, as it's the first time this is bound to happen, but we are cracking on. So as I say, we are women advocates. We dey join the advocacy for women empowerment. So basically, we topic tonight, we dey talk about sex for grades. And with me tonight for joining in this debate, I get no other person but Mrs. Abibatu Sise. So I will make Abi introduce himself to the viewers. Welcome, Abi, to Voice of Salon Network and the Kitchen Talk Show.
Thank you, Mrs. Nimata. I'm happy for being on the show. Mina Abibatu Sise, UK humanitarian officer, FISUL. I'm happy for joining the show, and as we dey say, FISUL na an organization where they work for empower women and girls, and we dey work for bring picking them. We don't drop out, so they out of the way for try for make sure say we empower them, and also women them where some of women will go into early marriage before time, where born pikin, no get husband, they struggle. We dey try for empower them, and we dey empower girls say we don't drop out from school, and most of the girls say way then they give to early marriage. That's not the work of FISUL UK. Thank you, Ms. Nimata.
Thank you very much, Abi. You know, Mami, for calling you Abibatu on this program today. I hear you they say FISUL. You want to tell me what in FISUL mean, so that for we viewers them?
FISUL are female in Sierra Leone.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So as I say, we topic today, we dey talk about sex for grades. As it implies, basically, sex for grades, more or less, now, thing what they happen between teacher and students. Because you one of the students, now you they seek for your grades. And so basically, you they at risk for be abused, for let you get your grades. So, based on we topic, Abibatu, you want for just for clarify, I don't know if na salon you go school or naya. You want for just give me a brief example. You ever experience anything like that? For say you ever face that kind thing the way you go school?
To be brief, Nima, I go school na salon from primary up to secondary school. Na salon I go school, and as we be dey go school later than day, we might say it may be a little bit different from now, the way things they go, but salon is salon, Africa is Africa. Myself be experienced shortly, especially when I be the secondary school. I attend a particular secondary school after I sit me O levels. I decided for go like fill up my subjects them. I attend a particular secondary school where not even the teacher, the principal of the school, therefore come up with that to me, like, oh, I think you are struggling to pay your school fees, or because of this, I'm going to help you out. Where maybe feel say not just like a parental care. At the end of the day, the principal they try for bring something like love, but like some of we the way where we grow up, we like no to this, and I put my foot down. I say no. I not come on a rich family, but my parents they able look after me, they able pay me school fees. So therefore, I not go encourage the principal. If you attempt this, I go make a complaint to my parents, and they said that they would afraid for go police actually. I go make a complaint to my parents them when they go can at the school. So the principal not be really happy about that. At the end of the day, I beget like Jerry calls Sammy aid. So the principal get for say, well, another day just take me out of the assembly. We know they encourage Jerry calls na school. Where if you don't see him, not say nothing. They get for chop up me ear. So things like that, it make me like a week or two. I dey feel bad for go school. I was break down like, oh no, I'm not going to that school anymore. But at the end of the day, I got to be a strong woman as I am. I said, no, I'm going. That principal not go stop me for land me book, and I not go yield down to what he wants. So I decided for Fanny Biret while using my aid. Then I go school until I sit back me O levels, then get me results. So now some of them difference, and they with the picking them today where they know they look at and that way they feel say with give himself up to the teacher with sex or something, he go able get in grades, he go able get what he wants, which is very, very wrong.
Thank you so much, Abby, for giving your experience. I really appreciate that. And
Yeah.
I go understand and I resonate with you. Talking about you teacher try for bring sexual harassment or abuse to you. Yes, it have an impact on the students. The reason why I know for just be specific for say the girl child, I dey be the devil's advocate here now. It can either be a female teacher in trying to sexually abuse a male student. However, this is a women empowerment show. We as mentors, we as advocates, would strive for empower the girls. So basically, we know say yes, sexual abuse is now like as the epidemiologists call endemic, now like an infection in Africa, where the more we talk, I sure say things will happen, where changes will be for a positive impact na salon. As we can always say, Mama Salon go most better. And we voice them one way or the other will make a difference. So, sex for grades. The teachers, now they are the perpetrators. I believe say they're meant for protect the students when the student and they under them care. As you say clearly, since you say no, you become a victim. And at this talk show they about for say, instead of we where now the victims for be ashamed, the perpetrators then for be ashamed. So on that note, Abby, I want you for let you tell me, as you go advise the girls them, what you feel say the students them for physically do whenever they face with this kind of challenge.
Well, as a student before we don't go through those things, and as a mother, and as a humanitarian as well, where they work for girls, they advise students them if they face short kind thing. First of all, if not from the teacher, they for try for reports to the principal or any head of the administration. They for report to the police. Therefore let them parents know. Then as they say, we got advocate bodies them where they for such thing them. For example, female in Sierra Leone, FISUL, where we they work towards anything and they make sure say we shame people the way they do that. We know they keep them, we they pull them and don't expose them. So they're welcome for contact female in Sierra Leone within the Facebook page. Then welcome for send we message and we go follow that up. We make sure say we try for bring that out, and that teacher day or that school day, then get something for explain about that.
Thank you very much, Abby. I like that advice the way you give. Now, based on that advice the way you give, so it sounds so good, and it go really help. But one thing where you highlight say the pikin for go report to the principal. If the principal line at the perpetrator, as in your own case, that pikin they would I go report to. So now this me one come in as an advocate for say we know say yes sexual abuse pikin and be forced for do their activities and therefore let them make their way forward. Do we think the educational system na SALONE gets a role for play for this sex for grades? Reason being, if you not do that and you not pursue or not they study well, you go left na one form say you hear white, you go promote. Unlike if we compare to the diaspora, yes, we dey assess the kids, we dey check them grades, we dey put them according to groups and levels, but we not get our system. They say we dey fail pikin. I be Rob Mott say small bar before we go forward.
Like how you dey say, Nima, we don't cut the court here. We don't see a very big difference with wetin dey happen now with Africa countries them and from Yaso. As you say, if na the principal, na in na the penetrator, the pikin get rights for reports to im parents and reports to the police and report to advocate body. Like I be don't say before, where go take up the matter and try for make sure say that pikin they get justice. And we feel say the education system na SALONE need for put things in right and try for do things that we go make the pikin dem feel free for complain and try for bring laws them na the schools we go make any teacher where they caught guilty of such acts, then go give her a punishment where it be say then tia go stop. Because we they send we pikin and go school, we know they send them for go married. And if we not say yes, things they hard na the country. But if a parent send him pikin for go school, it go all out for make sure say it look after that pikin day. For make sure say it pay in school fees. So if you the pikin as well, now you they go push yourself to the teacher, you get for stop. Because not so that they make you go before. You go from SS1, the teacher pass you for go SS2. And when you reach SS2, if you miss say the teacher when you meet SS2, now a teacher when a no joke teacher when they take nonsense, now no nonsense teacher, you not go able to do the same thing at SS2. So therefore, you go end up for begin they repeat at the end of the day. So tell you SS3 or SS4, you got for be a dropout. So as how would they talk for the pikin them for complain, we they talk back to the pikin them for tell them say this that a no-go zone, not so sex they make you promote, not so sex they make you be the woman where you for be. No, you get for stand for yourself and be the woman where you want for. At the end of the day, you believe so in yourself and you study and make sure say you try forget the grades say where you need na school.
Thank you very much, Abibatu. That is really well explained, and I really appreciate that. And on that note, as he said, this new SALONE government, they do quite a lot of things for change this kind of acts in the country. And as I think a year ago or a couple of years ago, when rape become very rampant in the country, I read an article in one of the SALONE newspaper the way the president be declare a state of emergency about this rape and abuse against women, children in a SALONE. So, and as he said, they work hard as well for amend the Sexual Offense Act where them review them in 2019, where they don't do a lot of changes on that act day, where they don't give tougher sentences for perpetrators, and I think they don't put a lot into the social services. But before picking the come na police or get in touch with social services, I think say a need for feel safe na school. From me own perspective, because the school for be the safest place for picking. So doing this show, we want for influence and send we information to the government as women advocates for may then begin look into getting safeguarding leads na different schools them na the whole country, where go always they make themselves available for the picking them for council when they are in need or when they in that position when they feel threatened. So talking that, for say the government don't do quite a lot of things, we don't discuss about sex for grades. I go just talk a little bit and not say you don't talk small about your experience. I have a bit of experience on that. We say sex for grades. We're not just looking at sex or grades, looking at talking about schools. We then look about gender bias as well when you go for seek employment. You as woman, you find yourself always be vulnerable. But as I say earlier on, we're not leaving anyone behind. It can equally be a male as well, seeking employment where the CEO or the manager and a woman. So I go pause a little bit. I want for let the viewers know say this na a debate. Una welcome for calling and give una own views. And I go try for say if any of the issues that we they discuss now so today have any effect on you. There are a lot of places to go to seek help. I know say Salone, they do quite a lot. Then get the Rainbow, then get different places them where you go, you get the Girl Child Network, you get Female in Sierra Leone, where they support women them. If you don't have the diaspora, you get the NSPCC, where they for that, you get Childline, you get a lot of help when you then at the diaspora. But I want for make we know say things that don't begin they go in place. Now there are some schools that don't begin they say no to sex or grades. So for continuing debate and we conversation, I go ask we producer for play one of the videos, the 6-minute one, where the students and they say no to sex or grades. We're not part of we country Salone. Thank you.
I'm Mrs. Salimatu Senesi of Nasir Ahmadiyya Muslim Secondary School, Kenima. My advice is the police in this country, when such case is in the police station, they are going to start it well. At the end of the day, they go to them again and compromise with them for the case to be down, so they will free the individual who did the act. And if they continue to do such an attitude like this, our children are going backward. And if we educate this girl child, we are educating the whole nation in our country. But if they are doing such attitude like that, how are we going to achieve a better goal in this country? And at the end of the day, we are going to tire. Those children are our backbones. They are going to engage this country in a better way for us, for our country to grow up as Israelians. But if they are behaving in such a manner standard, I don't know what are they doing in this country. Because if they take this case up to a higher level, believe you, my brother, this thing will end in this country. But if they are continuing this thing, oh, let us wait. These are our neighbors. I don't want them to even think of any neighbor, because if the neighbor who know that this girl is under 18 years, this girl is an adolescent, they should not even come close to them. No teacher, you have done yours. You have to allow the children to do their own, for them to stand as the way you are standing, for them to be self-reliant in this country. If the male teacher in the school, you are here to impart your knowledge to these girls. If the got anyone doing that act, let them deal with them, let them give them a punishment that when another male teacher see the same thing that is going on, they will put a stop at it. But if they free them, they will still continue. So that is all what I want to tell the government, that they are to deal with any male teacher who will involve himself into this act.
My name is Andres Robert. I am attending Anzaru Islamic Senior Secondary School, Kenema. Mufasa is such a really great association for we the female child, because we are the future of tomorrow. We should be educated, but we should not be harassed by sex. I really want to join Mufasa so that I will be ambassador for my colleagues, to be teaching them so that they should not be doing sex for grade. My message to my colleagues who are involved in this act, I just want to tell them that it is not really great for them to be involved in those acts, because they need to be studied. Because let me just say, if you study at night, if you really burn the candle at night, you should not be chasing teachers or following teachers for grades. That is not good. If you really know that you really study, you should not be chasing teachers for grade, because chasing teachers for grade, they also are going to be harassing you for the sexual. So I'm telling my colleagues that they should not be doing that. Let them study at night, let them burn the candle at night, so that they should be top of the head. Whereas for the teachers, let them realize that they also have children, that if they saw other teachers doing to their own children, how really they will think? I think they will feel awful. My message to the police is that if they found those things going on in the schools, and they notice that these things are going on in the schools, and we inform them, they should be the ones to come to the schools and find out about what are going on in those schools.
I'm Haji Fatmata Kruma from Holy Rosary Senior Secondary Schools. Teachers should stop having sex with pupils for grades, and they should stop early marriage and also sexual assault. Any teacher that is involved in having sex with a student for grade, then I think that teachers should stop such acts, because let them just take the children to be their own girl child. If what they are doing to other people's own children, if it is done to their own children, I guess they may feel bad. So if they don't want other teachers to do it to their own children, I guess they should stop doing it to other people's own children. So I'm begging the male teachers to stop such acts, because I want to give voice to the voiceless, like to children who these activities are done to and they're not able to speak up. So I want to give courage to them so that they can speak up. My message to the police is that if one is caught in this type of activities, bribery should not be paid, and the person have to suffer the consequences.
Yeah. The fact remains, well, you married when you are not in the time or at the rich point to be married, you lost your respect, you lost your dignity as a woman. Your educational standard has been closed. So the fact remains is that you stand by your right of being a woman and of being a leader. Let's take an example to Fatima Bio. She has become a very prosperous woman. That's because she stands by the right that she can do it. And that simply goes to all the women in here today. We can do it more than men. The fact remains is that we are killing out our pride. And the moment you allow these men to work on your pride, you are down. And when you are down, you cannot rise again to stand the way you were. So I'm advising you, as my fellow colleagues, pupils of this great academic school, let's put hands together. That is why men unite for sexual assault. Mufasa have come together and create a platform for you, the ladies, to report your case. If you know that a teacher is rolling on your reports, a teacher is holding on your grades for sex, come and report to Bufasa, because Bufasa is the plain way to have your rights. Thank you very much once more. My name is Naomi.
I'm attending Echelon Private School, Kalema. We should avoid early marriage and we should not involve in sexual intercourse with any men, because if we involve in that, they will spoil our future. And we should not even sex for grace.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you to those beautiful young girls. I like their advocacy. They stood out and they stood up. That's what we want to encourage every girl child in Sierra Leone for. Be very active, for say they say no to sex for grades. So Abby, you want to say anything about that video there?
Well, I go up more small part the video because the girls they don't say it all. And as then a role model for them colleagues them, that the right thing they don't say. And they don't show we every side decide where you for complain, where a teacher make an advance in you, or where teacher hold you grade and say, oh, if you're not gonna my house, and you go fail. If you're not gonna this, you go fail. I go advise the students them back. Now most students then get smartphone. If teacher they talk to you, so record them for evidence. Record them for evidence and make sure say you report them. We now woman them. And woman, it not mean say we for always, yes, we get for respect the man them, but it not mean say woman for the under or pass you suffer before you get what you want. No. A woman for be a woman. We for learn for stand out and talk and get you pride as a woman. If you dey go school safe, what you teacher bring that their rubbish then they to you as a school pikin. They tell you say, hey, if you don't come at me house or we not go meet somewhere and you go fail. Tell her outright say I know they go meet you nowhere and I not go fail because I dey study. And if we continue with that, I go make sure say I report you to the appropriate authority. I'm sure that teacher go know say yes, this pikin na a non-nonsense woman. And it go stop. And if we begin disgrace few teachers them, begin pull them a door, begin disgrace them, I'm sure this go stop na school because this they go on na every school. They go on. I'm sure no school not the way exempted. Every school this they go on. Why this for go on? Where we be they go school, we not even get lights. But we they put we candle, we they put lamp. We dey study all night for no more may you make you grades. So when teacher bring their rubbish and so you go tell her say it's a no. And also for saying that today is start. If you don't start, but woman then get for tinap. Now make una get we as una role model them, as advocate them for tinap for una and fet for una, fet for woman them for say no to grade for sex. You get for work hard, you the picking as well. You get for work hard. And you not get for go give yourself to the teacher because some picking they do am. You self they go give yourself to the teacher because when next come, you know they study. You don't go and work outside enough for go. So where time reach for exam, you say the picking they can go give themselves to the teacher. Where we get for go multiple later on. Okay,
Yes.
Miss Ma.
Thank you so much, Abby, for that. You just summarize everything. And also, once we dey on that note, say where the pikin themselves don't clearly don't take their stance, talking about policies, I think the employment role of every school na SALONE, because this program what we dey do, we are already in the developed world. So we dey talk about Sierra Leone for make changes happen. Because yes, now not get me wrong, it's not all bright and beautiful here in the diaspora. You still get perverts, you still get pedophiles, them na the diaspora. But teachers then take their role very seriously because they know say if you be caught in any sexual acts with your students, one, you dey lost you job, you no go ever teach again. So talking on that, as I be the readers, one psychologist in report where it be they talk about say, I will reference her because now somebody else in note, so I will read that in English. Saying the lady is called Laura Ingins, and she's an operator manager in UK Safer Internet Center. She told the Independent newspaper that most people want to get access to children when they shouldn't. Hence, they choose professions that will allow them to have contact with children. Is this the reason why not the type of teachers what we they employ? So we get we system na SALONE. We get any CRB check, or they check them teachers there before we employ them and put to picking them at risk. So these are things that in government policies need to start looking into for make a positive change if it's not already been done. Because I know they have free tongue, I'm not able to access everything. But I know say that's why we're doing these programs for raise awareness and impact positive change. So the kitchen talk show camera not just turn to Freetown. We don't get the Pikin then your view na Freetown. We audio camera turn to a young lady na the UK here. We do a audio message. She's a social worker. Instead also they do a talk show na Diaspora Voices. I go make we producer play in audio whilst we go talk about that before we continue. Thank you.
Hi, good evening all. My name is Olivette Tucker and I am part of Teen Talk with the lovely mummy Auntie Nima. May God bless you. I just want to say me, in terms of my education, I was educated in the UK because I came to Sierra Leone when I was 3 years old. So I remember from what my family would tell me is that I did go to the SOS school, but I don't remember anything. But I do remember my experience in education system in London. For me, I felt because education for me, especially learning for me, I found it quite challenging because I wasn't the brightest of the tools, but I made do, and I'm always a go-getter. I challenge myself to do things and I never stop. So I found that within the education in London that a lot of Afro-Caribbean children, we are, stigmatized because of our color and our race and where we come from. And a lot of the schools, especially when my mum was applying for schools, a lot of those schools were like, the top schools. They wouldn't want to take a child from an African Caribbean child from an urban area due to the fact of where they're coming from, their social backgrounds and economic status. And you would have to be really, really clever to pass the exams in order to take you to a private school, or you get into the English tested schools, the main, private schools, you get into English grammar schools, prep schools. It would be exams where you'd be able to get yourself a scholarship. Yeah, so I went to an all-girls school in Fulham. It was a mixture, but predominantly Muslim Asian girls who attended the school. During my time at the school, I had ups and downs. I can say that my first 3 years at the school was quite challenging because I never used to want to learn, want to engage. I used to get myself into trouble. I used to go to the boys' school across the road, and what I noticed that every girls' school has a boys' school, so I used to go to the boys' school, get in trouble, get into lots of arguments. But I think the difference in when I was attending school 2000 to secondary school 2000 to 2005 is that the teachers had more sympathy, because I look back at myself now and said all those behaviours that I presented in secondary school, I would have been in school if it was now, because the teachers now, they don't tolerate certain of those behaviours. Their threshold is very, limited. And I felt me learning and misbehaving was because I did not understand the work, and I felt that I didn't have enough of that one-to-one with my teachers. But also I felt that at home as well, I could have had a bit more support in regards to my learning. But I think with me, because I found it difficult to comprehend the work that I was doing, and I found it challenging, and I didn't want to focus, and I didn't actually know what was going on with me in regards to processing my information of education, during that time, it was very, very hard for me. And but in aspects of being an ethnic minority girl in the educational system, we do get it more easy than African Caribbean boys. I know that, but it is still challenging because there's always a stigma about single parent home, parents not paying enough time for their children. Oh yeah, it's because you're from there. But I did get a few teachers who were supportive and who did really, take care of me and wanted the best out of me. I remember an English teacher, she gave me that poem when I was leaving, Phenomenal Woman. I never ever understood why she gave it to me, but now I know. And that's a poem which gives me the strength, the courage in my everyday life, because I feel for me, when I was in the educational system, I was just there to go to school, have fun with my friends and kind of bide time. It's only when I had my daughter and my son at the age of 19 and 20, I realised that, oh my God, all the things that I've learned in my education I was learning in my education, or when it was my GCSE time at 16, I was like, oh my God, the things what I learned in education, like, it needed to be down on this paper, and I actually wasn't focused. So fast forward to when I had my children in 2008, 2009, I looked at them, especially when I had my boy. I said, you know what, I'm not being another statistics. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go and get a degree. I'm going to sort up myself out. And I did. I went to college, did my access to teaching. And then I went to, did my English and my maths again, went to Roehampton University, did education and drama and theatre performance, came out, worked as a TA and in English and drama. And then I said, I don't actually want to be a teacher, I want to be a social worker. Then I applied again, did my master's MA in social work, and then and now I'm a social worker. But it came with its trials, it came with its tribulations, because I had to step back and rewrite my script again. I had to go back to basics. I had to learn how to write, construct sentences. And also I got assessed, and that's when I found out that I had severe dyslexia. And dyslexia affects the way you communicate, the way you articulate things, the way how you perceive things. So there was a lot of, internal issues that I needed to deal with in order to get through. But it didn't stop me, because I remember when I was applying for my uni, the lady said to me, she doesn't think that I'm ready to go to uni, and how I shouldn't go to uni, that I should actually wait. And I said to her, I'm not waiting. And I went to uni and I did it, and I got a 2-1. So, but it was not without sleepless nights and just trying to do it. And my motivation for me going back into education after, when I actually did not pay attention in my education when it was given to me, were my kids. And they are still my motivation. And I install in each and every one of my children that the importance of learning and education, the importance of making sure that you grasp everything. Because what I noticed, that when you grasp everything from the beginning all the way till you take those exams to go to uni, your GCSEs, it helps you in the long run. It benefits you, because yes, you can retake maths and English, but I feel if you can get it out the way, pay that attention now. Yes, sometimes you're like, oh, your parents are jarring, do you want me to? No, study, revise, learn, use. I think with the UK use the system that they have, because free education is free. And they've given us an education which we are able to utilize. And one thing I noticed within an exam, it's not a trick question. The things what your teachers are learning you is in that exam. It's now take this time to pay attention to what you're being taught so you can actually find that information in the exam. Because me, today, I came out with 2 GCSEs, just 2. But would I turn the back, would I change anything? I think I wouldn't change anything for me, because it's my life and my journey. But my advice to the younger generation and to my own kids are, stay in education. It is important, especially for us young girls and young boys in the UK. I know they say about, these our African Caribbean boys and girls, you don't need to stay in education, because we know without our education it's 10 times harder for us to get a job. It's 10 times harder for us to be accepted in society. So I think once we learn to acknowledge that and thrive towards making ourselves a better person, we will get far. And education is key. Education is key. It is really key. Thank you.
For that piece of advice, and that is a success story. This is why we are here. Education, education, education. It's the key. Education is a human right which unlock individual potential and benefits all of society, and it does empower sustainable development. So please, girls, boys, children, women, educate yourself. Don't use your body for anything. It's not worth it. I believe, say, as Olivette clearly say, you get 2 GCSE. She's a mom, and you not give up. You go university, doing degree, you get a master's, and you work as a social worker. And I sure say it go inspire somebody who would listen to this program. And one thing what I want to say out there, we as women, we have to value ourselves, because people take advantage of you when they see say you desperate or you want something. So not make yourself an easy target for anybody. Value yourself, as Olivette clearly say, what thing you teach they teach you in a class, not in the Canada exam. So my friend, if you read, as Abi say earlier on, you burn that candle, you study hard, I bet you will pass your exams with flying colors. Stop using yourself to pave your way up, because other issues then they where some people then they pay say for pass. When you reach that position where you need for prove your certificate where you get, how you go defend that where you not sabi nothing at your head, because you don't pave your way up through using your body or paying for grades. So on that note, I want for make ask Sister Abby for tell we what in your organization get in place for such girls them with, like for example, as Olivette say, we don't born in picking them before they go university. Then girls them we don't born picky office say it's no way out and not go develop myself anymore. I will just make myself for let somebody use me for lago, do any kind thing. Whose advice will you go give to them kind of people, Lenny?
Nima, for put me into this. Now a topic where I can always like for talk about, because now that female in Sierra Leone stand for, that I personally stand for, that's we women therefore stand for them pikia we go school. We go say some of them we go call a mistake. No one is perfect. We all don't make mistakes in life where we dey go school. Um, it just happen we get mentors them, we get role model them, where we dey look up to, where we dey say no, I'm not going that way, I'm going that way. So now that female in Sierra Leone don't try for build up, for look into them pikia so where we don't make mistake, we don't go born, then drop out of school. Una not feel say everything is over for una. No, everything is not over. Female in Sierra Leone day, and I'm sure other network than day for build them pikia up. Female in Sierra Leone, they do so well. We they make sure say we put them pikia back to school, empower them, educate them back. If they're able to go to college level, they go to college level. If they're able to go learn an employment, learn something for do, like tailoring, carpentering, everything, because waiting man and they do women and go do them. We don't get picking their way, don't even they do carpentry. We get picking their way, they work as fitter when a woman them, way before people them be they facing a man job. So we dey able to empower them pikia so for men them come back, then build up their life, and we dey make sure say we talk to them, we mentor them, make them build their confidence, for say it's not all done. This is not the end of my life. I'll be who I want to be, like how Olivier say. She has been who she wanted to be, because it is inside you. This is what you are made of. I have to be myself. I have to be a woman of destiny. I have to be a woman to move forward. So female in Sierra Leone day for support una, for me una go before and me una learn more. So if any pikin they go through that, not die in silence. Come out. You are not the first, and you will not be the last. Come out and send message, talk to we. Go now with Facebook page, talk to we, talk to anybody. We always have our confidence. You think not go out, we go talk to you like a mother. Then we go help for make sure say you go back to school and get your education and be who that you want for be.
Thank you so much, Abby, for that. It's really good, and we not dey stop here. We dey encourage the viewers for joining. Una can send una messages or una can call we if una want join in this advocacy or this debate whole day party day. For we would just join we awala una know say we dey talk about sex for grades, where na a sickness na Africa more or less. We know say yes, it happen at the diaspora, but it's done in a more civilized way, or people them really they hide them, but in all ramparts they put in ramparts in Africa. Is it because we women that we don't condition we safe for say anything what I want? Sometimes if I go some side, I go carry myself. The way I carry myself, this man go look me. He go okay because of my appearance. He go want for give me the job, or me na girl picking because I want pass. I see this young teacher. I they go give an eye for make a pass me exam. This now we they talk, and also we don't go over and over and over again. We they say value yourself. We they ask the government, the school authorities in Sierra Leone for look into safeguarding issues, and the principals then for make sure say then get a go-to person what the picking and they be feel confidence for go to and tell them problems them, because sometimes some of those issues the children are not confident enough to speak up to their parents. That's why the kitchen talk show say speak up and speak out. We theme is we they inspire you for be empowered. So that's why we they go all out. And this program we go bring mentors we go can tell una their success stories. We know they just bring things that were already made. We go make let people then tell una their life journey. So on that note, as the specific development goal for 2030 say we not for leave anyone behind, even though this is a women empowerment program, but you cannot empower a woman without getting our male counterparts included. So as we dey talk this talk, we want for let we papa them, we brother them, we husbands them, we friends them, we colleagues them, join we in this advocacy. As Olivet say, it became male teachers them. They were like a father figure. Then they guide them, they advise them, they put them in the right direction. As incessant surprise say, Opa, all what they unbog so, then teacher still listen to me. We want for send this kind of message back to we teachers in our salon, for let them know say, you are like a second parent to your students, because you spend most of their time with them. Because now you dey see most of them picking and they then good trick and bad trick. Some trick all them parents and not they see safe. So now there we camera turn again to a young gentleman na salon, one a teacher, na a student, but they also get an organization where they lead, where they support girls them in coding things. So we ask him as a young gentleman what in go advice to in fellow teachers them na Sierra Leone. So we go ask the producer for kindly play with young man in video before we wrap up. Thank you.
Okay, you can start by introducing yourself.
My name is Ahmed Touye, a Sierra Leonean team by tribe, a graduate from Magai College of Education and Technology, and also a final year student at the Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM. And I don't do in the teaching field for approximately 7 years, and I currently work with an organization called African Girls School. We work now for ensuring we train picking them for a computer programming called coding, and for teach picking them for learning them how for the institutions, especially in schools.
Okay, so what do you think say na the negative impact to a child abuse don't cause, being that you don't do in the teaching field for so long?
Child abuse, when we talk about child abuse, any negative impact we get for do with picking them at schools, right? And we get different forms of abuses. It could be what? Physical form, emotional, and sexual harassment. And sexual harassment, to be honest enough, now this country right now, it gets a lot of negative impact we don't cause to the beginning. Some of the negative impacts here, so now the fact that it lower the picking esteem at schools. Imagine if you get a teacher, we always the thing you say I want you, and you want that kind relationship with Pekin. If they find out say the Pekin no go get that kind of confidence whenever they're in school, and it lower esteem, and the Pekin no go to participate in school. Just like as I don't know the teaching field for some time now. I know exactly some of them things here, so we Pekin and they go for. Just like our state and force, we will talk about child abuse, even corporal punishment again another form. We get picking away the Dutch school because of waiting in the free teacher will knock them. But primarily, sexual harassment now one of the main factors where they make most girls picking nowadays, no they will pursue them go. Because if you get a particular teacher, we always the one being in our school, you know they're able to achieve what you want to achieve in life. Because you go be forced for not to go to school, and when you know they go to school, you don't shatter your dream. You understand? So one negative impact and the fact say the lower the picking esteem and picking on go to participate, picking will be even be tempted for left school because of waiting. The pressure way they get from teachers and other staff in the school.
Okay. So what do you think say for be implemented for combat this child abuse issue?
So some of the recommendations about say, like me, so are they a part of an organization like I stated earlier on the African Girls School, wherein they try for conduct trainings for teachers and staffers, for teachers and the picking them as well. Because certain teachers and they can do certain things and way they feel say right, but indirectly not right at all. You will find out some teachers they give picking and gifts in our school. Right? Genuinely you go to feel saying a gift to the give, but that gift they always if you continue for the girl, it will lead to something else. So therefore, it's important for the teachers to know every staff, every stakeholder will involved, the picking, the administration, for let them go through training, let them know exactly what they do's and don'ts them, right, within the school. If the thing that they will do on a frequent basis, I believe so you will reduce sexual harassment and any other form of child abuse. Now one recommendation. Another thing again, we recommend for ensure we reduce this child abuse, especially sexual harassment. Now frequent checking, frequent monitoring. If we get supervisors from the government, we go to do regular checking, regular monitoring at schools. They go know if teachers in the flout, then rules they are so we don't train them with, right? So two recommendations: one, we for train both the beginning and the staff them, and secondly, regular checking. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahmed, for that advice there. And then they come from a young man where himself gets a lot of concern about all the issues there would happen in our country. So, Abi, as you clearly hear what Ahmed say, it touch on one or two things what you say earlier on. And for a reader from a young man, and instead of don't give in your recommendation, and I feel say, doing then talk show ya so, all the information there, so they don't go unnoticed. And I know say, if the people that were there in charge of safeguarding issues in a salon go listen to their recommendations there, so where then go put them into practice and or where them go implement them. As I be say earlier on, I may don't touch them again, say we forget people that where they do regular checks. Coming to that, Abi, this is the last and final question for you. What in as a mama, as a mentor, as a humanitarian, where you go change in terms of policy making around this sexual assault or sex for grades na salon? Just 2 minutes.
Thank you, Sister Nima. As you say, we thank Ahmed for bringing this. As you say, man them without man them as well, there are things where we not go able get done. And we know say we get some decent man then our society where then they for support women them, for help women them, for let them push go before. And we don't see plenty man the way they lead this cause, for make sure say women they empowered, for make sure say women then go before, for make sure say then give women then the support. So as advocator, as a humanitarian, as a mother to Crown, me they talk to the government, the authorities that were concerned, made them put a very, very strict law, a strong law for them to where they happen. Where somebody they catch you or they report you with where they do the act they are, you for suffer the penalty. And then for disgrace you publicly, where the public go no say, this man, he go sleep with this school pikin for me again grade. This man, he go sleep, this teacher go sleep with this pikin for me he go pass. So then disgrace you publicly, and if that happen or you go through a punishment where they go make known to the public, say that this of waiting this crime where he commits, and I make it go through this, and I'm sure that will stop. That's official the government for do, and that we female in Sierra Leone they advocate on, that we they talk, we they beg the authorities the way concerned for me them go put a law. We know say things and they in place, but me them make them public, me them begin punish the offenders them publicly, make them know say that this what they do, make them they suffer so. And we they see that they happen plenty in our society, and it get for stop. And we they ask the man them, the gentlemen, them for come out and give we their support, and there with we for let we tell the other man them for say this is not done. You not teacher. They, when I say school, now a side officer will pick them for safe. We pick it up for be the safest side as Sister Nima be don't say. Now some of them pick it up for safe, not to side where you picking the go school, you begin engage, say, hey, so tell me picking the come out school, where you get belly, where they ask, I would I give belly, say I'm a teacher. It's disgraceful. So we dey beg una the teachers them as well, do ya una fend with them. Then picking them then at school, picking them, we picking them for go school. We not send them for go married. Then now we future them. Now we future and we dey look up to them and we send them for go school. Do ya papa teachers them? We dey talk to una and una self the picking them. We dey as well talk to una because we not go left and no more to the teachers them. Say you picking where you go school, then send you for go school. Learn book, study, may you pass. Like how Olivier say, wetin dem teach you in a class, honestly, na they draw na exam. They know they go take something out of the box, they can put on the exam paper. No. So if you study, you go pass. And we know say this don't be a pandemic now we country. It don't be a pandemic where we all need to come into the government, the mama them, the papa them, and everybody lo we fight this now we country. Mere sex, no be say pass you get sex with a teacher before them promote you. It's a no. Do ya with a big.
Thank you so much, Abby. That was very good, and I really appreciate that. And for just touch on that again, you as a teacher, not use your position as a weapon against your students. And also, me your last word or me your advice what I want give for all this topic we they talk today, for say maybe with time, and also we educational system different from here na the diaspora. But I think if the educational body gets time, or if any of them gets able to look into different countries, them the educational system where no go put students them at risk, or give them that need they for say a need for go give me body for la go pass la no then from 1 to 20 years. Because here na the diaspora, you get certain age where you for still in a school, primary or secondary school. You either in a school or you go do a apprentice job, or you go do something else, you go do vocational or something. So maybe educational bodies need to review our educational system instead of we making students and they repeat. Now we do the kind of things where they happen at the diaspora. Yes, we they assess the students. You get the failing students, you get the students that they do well, but certain age the way you don't reach, you forget somebody who go advise you for say maybe you need for think of another option. Come on, law we not just base and say you get for get degree, you get for go school, you get for be lawyer, you get for be doctor before you na person. You can go learn vocational jobs. You can be a seamstress, you can do plumbing, you can do electrical things. There are different roles that you can go into rather than you going to university or getting a degree. So maybe it's high time our educational system look into those policies and begin review, say, okay, low level of failed students them, we go tell them say now this grade you day until you go sit you GCSE, then you choose your direction, usa you want for go. But on that note, we dey round up now, and I know say Abi, you get a question where you want to ask me. For now, we just put a little bit of juice pan this we talk show today. For now, make we viewers themselves. Then, as soon as then also una go smile or una self go continue for support the kitchen talk show. So, Abi, I think you get a question for asking me.
Saliba, you dey make?
I know they make. Okay, you ask me question if I they make. Now we're talking about sex for grades. We girls, we don't in condition we brain for say anything where man talk to we in need for relating to sexual activity. No, you ask me if I they make. I be able to explain what you mean by if I they make because I be make rice akara o, as I be make here o, as I be make in me also. Me and also as I be make me patients and feel comfortable. So you have to explain what you mean by you they make. But on that note, say I want you for let you give you last word before we say tata to we viewers them.
Me viewers them will tell una thank you. Then for listen to we, and we hope say una go continue for follow up with the kitchen show. My last word again, they go to the picking them with a beg una say education na the key, and also to the parents them. More not forget that side. Una the parents them, una for monitor una pikin them. We know say things they hard. You dey go work all day or you dey go sell all day. Where you come, you know what you pikin they do. I dey ask una back the parents them. Where you come do ya if na 10 minutes, call you pikin, ask her what you do na school. Checking book, may you check am. One time go na the school, may you pay a visit. May you check if you pikin they go school. May you check what you pikin they do na school. We know say una get a very, very tight schedule. But one man una go they go down na school, una check, then una if na 10 minutes if una get for the night where you come, before you lay down, may you watch you pikin book and know what he they do. Then the question was asked Sister Nima if he they make. It not mean say where a man asks you they make, it mean na for go na bed, na for lay down, na for sex. No. We woman there we forget and now we aid say you they make, I they make myself for be a woman where I want to be. I they make myself for be the woman where everybody go like for see, where everybody go be proud of. Because as Sister Nima say, it they make bed for impatients them, it they look after impatients, and I go class her as the best for make rest sakara. So it they make. And so I they ask una the girls say back, yes, una they make. Una for proud for make, not so for lay down a bed. Proud for be who you want to be. Proud for be a role model. Proud for be somebody where your family go be proud of. Where it go say, yes, this na woman, we all don't be and like me go ace my head strong and said, I'm a proud woman. I'm a woman, I'm leading my family, and I got my family up to date, and we not a fall because I they make. I they make for make my family strong. I they make for bring my family together. I they make for land job. I they make for bring me pikin and come to the standard where I want them for be. I they make. So I want every woman for make, and you for make in a way where they will be proud of you. Thank you, Sister Nima.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate. And I'm glad I put a smile on your face. And thank you for come out despite you fight a fight, you lost your son due to the 40 days a couple of days ago, but yet still you make an effort for be here today. And I'm glad you are able for put a smile on your face, and you self able for put a smile on our viewers and face. So viewers, we hope say we give una a taster for the kitchen talk show. Una look forward for more, and we want for encourage we young viewers and for say we na mama them, we na mentors, we na people lewo una can approach at any time una need help. So una can go na viewers and send message for Mrs. Nima Toure or Sister Abibatu, or contact Female in Sierra Leone, or contact any member in our Voice of Salone network if you need we help for anything. So on that note there, we send apologies again because one of we guests, due to internet problem na Salone, is not able for join we, but hopefully we go get them in next time. She's also another woman advocate, and they do well around women and girls. So on this note, I want to say plenty thank you to we technical man and to Voice of Salone network and to all we viewers. Next time we look forward for una for calling in and join in the debates. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you last Saturday in February.